Yo, welcome back to more Monogatari second season. We're on the second episode, and the first episode was pretty cool because it seems like Araragi is not going to be here, at least for this arc, or I don't know if he's going to come back at some time during this arc, but for the time being, we seem to be from Hanakawa's perspective, which is cool because we see the flashes to her thoughts, we see her interactions with Senjo Gahara, and it's very, revealing things like not only about her, well, emphasizing kind of what we know about Hanakawa, but also showing more of Senjo and just how far she's going for Hanakawa, and how when they first were talking and she was like, you have a tendency more than Araragi, not to ask for help. So if you're ever in trouble, like, pretty much saying I'll help you. And when it came down to her house burning down, just her mind automatically went to, well, I can't ask anyone for help, so let's just sleep at the cram school. And that was it. And then she just did it and slept there and slept better than she did at home, and it really hurt Senjo, and she was so emotional, like more than I'd ever seen her. Also, shout out to comments I got, of course, but it's important to remember that from beforehand everything was told from Araragi's perspective. So with him absent, we have Hanakawa's perspective. We know how Araragi is, like, he exaggerates like the size of things and the way people act, and just the story itself, like it's tinged with just his perspective. So now we have Hanakawa's, which is its own can of worms, but it's different, and it's important because it shows us a new side of things, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like how compassionate Senjo is being to her, being weirdly pervy with her. It reminds me of the time she first invited Araragi over. He was like, just immediately started undressing in front of him, and it's like, she's like, I thought you would want to look at me like this. And of course, just going on her eternal roast on Araragi as she does. So it's cool seeing Senjo, her interactions with Hanakawa. So that's where we're at now. We have the white tiger oddity apparition that came across Hanakawa and was just told her about the white lies of ignorance. And right after that happened, and after she went to school, her house burned down, probably related. And probably it took a note of her feelings or just her desires. I mean, the house burning down, she didn't seem to be, when Senjo asked her about it, she didn't seem to be completely, like, telling the truth whenever she was like, no, I have no idea why it burned down, because the show does that. It emphasizes moments like that, and it's like, okay, interesting. So even though, of course, she didn't do it herself or, like, ask it, like, outright, probably read that within her, whatever this apparition oddity is. And it apparently, Senjo and her are gonna have to deal with it. Or Senjo is gonna help her to deal with it, which is really nice, man. In the face of what Hanakawa has to deal with overall, like, for her to have a friend like Senjo is great, even with the weirdness of when it comes to Araragi, because that is, she does still love Araragi, Hanakawa does, and everyone's a bit fucked up in this show. So we're gonna see how things continue to play out and look forward. So let's go. Beginning the episode in 3, 2, 1. Flex. 12 chapters. Oh, let's talk about Araragi and Senjo's boyfriend. Okay, so this is even before then, before Kizu. Was he? Oh, infamous. Oh, I see. What? Even during that time? Junior high days. Huh. This is cool. That's scary. A big difference in his motivations. Even more than the events of spring break. That's wild. What happened before spring break? Even before he became a vampire. A mental turning point. A cause. Okay. For some reason, we don't know why yet. He seems to be in trouble. Hmm. Yeah, when did it start? Even before spring break. That's such a cool thing to think about. Like, what was he even doing back then? She says she thinks it's something similar as what he did during spring break. So even before becoming a vampire, what the fuck was he doing? Because I've never thought about that. Wow. Okay. This this opening, while it is good, it's like a farce, right? It's like a facade. Like, what is this for Hanakawa? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this opening? Like, it's all cute. She's dancing, posing, eating chocolate. Because we get into the lies, we get into the questions she's asking herself. Chocolate Insomnia. Huh. That's the name of the song. Okay. Of course, all the cat imagery. And I guess with this being, think technically Neko White. There you go. A tiger, a cat, and a human. And the angel wings. It's so funny. Like an angel. Like, no, she's just a human. Like Aranagi's perception. The opening is like Aranagi's perception of her. Uh Even Aranagi hasn't added to himself. I guess they haven't stayed the night together. Oh, they've been sleeping. 1:30. Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh. Right, they were talking about that. Freaking Senjo. Oh my god. Jesus. This show, man. Hmm. Jesus. Everything she's overcome recently. Damn. I guess when you think about it, yeah, she hasn't really solved any of her problems. What are they doing in there? Hmm. Couldn't bring myself to hate her. For 30 minutes? Jesus. My lingerie. Gosh. Damn. The honesty. She probably did get it from the thrift. Huh, it's been growing since she cut it. Really? Hmm. So, I mean, when you say it like that. Alright. I won't do anything. Thank you. Jesus. Why you're able to date Araragi. That's hilarious. Okay. She really wants that. An Electra complex. I don't know what that is. All I know is Carmen Electra. I'm sorry. Oh, we got more wordplay. Downfield futon. Oyasumi. Wow, since you said goodnight. Yeah, they definitely don't say goodnight at her house. With a Roomba. Yeah, I remember that Roomba. God, she had to say good morning to it. But too weird to say goodnight. Hmm. She was very relaxed with Hanakawa. Interesting. Humdy hum. Well, they're bringing back the Moe thing. Oh, this is great, man. Jesus. The hair. Of course. Cool. Thanks, Senjo. This is sweet. Hmm. Yeah, everyone has different tastes. Yeah. Guys are pretty... And in men. Yeah, I suppose so. She's fucking honest. You gotta give it to her. But she's not mean like she is with Araragi, which is very tsundere of her, but... Not with Hanakawa. Oh. Yeah, for sure. Oh. Okay. She's like, I got this. We didn't get to hear that conversation. Hmm. In other words, you stay in this room. Okay. Sure. Eh. Eh. I guess. Okay. Go on. She's so playful with her. Slightly more annoying. Wow. It's so funny how she gets after Aranagi for being a fuckboy with other girls, and she's just over here openly being a perv with Hanakawa. Oh god. Oh. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Oh. Holy shit, that's why they've been skipping? A catastrophic shock to her spirit. Of course. There we go. Third appearance. Welcome back, Black Hanakawa. Yep. A symbol of fatigue. Ooh. Gosh. Alright, what you gonna do, Black Hanakawa? She's giving in. The Sawari Neko, the one that truly understands her. Now one in the same, Black Hanakawa. Oh shit. Hello again. You huge ass tiger. Yeah, not quite. None other but not. Yep. Basically. It's a long story. Yeah, you're not far off. Yeah, this is different. This is, very different. Hmm. Is that right? Here we go. This is getting spicy. Yeah, you said same type. That is interesting. I guess being a cat, maybe that's just too fundamental. Hmm. But uh-huh. Here we go. Let's go. To calm that stress down. Yep, you've met. More like the girl herself. Because I don't give a shit. I didn't watch that series. Not all that uncommon. There you go. Uh-huh. Which brought the misfortune of the fire, it seems. That's why it came, like Hanakawa came to confront it. But yo, this tiger ain't playing. Holy shit. You jumped hella far back. That was a big, big old cat pounce. It was just kind of hype, man. Already started acting. Oh dear. Yep, she did say that. Nyanya. How do you know her name? Also, Meme Oshino gave her that name. How did she know her own name? Hmm. Right. Wow, it's worth it to her. All right. Yo. Hmm. Wow. Yeah, we've skipped again. What the fuck? Uh-huh, yup, because of like Hanakawa. It skips for her when she's asleep and she comes out. Man, that was cool, dude. Oh, I love Senjo. I love seeing the side of her with Hanakawa. It's just so much more caring and really shows her true character. Outside of her tsundere-ness. Nice fit. Look at what she's wearing. Looks like what? She works at a diner. Like she's a maid or something. And I know it's like to exaggerate her fucked up mentality. She won't borrow anything more stylish. Uh huh. What? Occasionally, bless your heart. Hmm. Culinary lessons. That represents a broader point. Probably. Ah. Hmm. Wow. She's like really ascertaining like how fucked up she is. And what's ordinary to you, Hanakawa? Don't dip. Don't dip. No sugar in yogurt. No ketchup on hamburger omelets. No sauce. No salt. No sugars in coffee. Okay, Black Hanakawa. I'll let that one slide. Do you get it? Hmm. I mean, they exist like really health conscious people, of course, because you don't want to use a lot of dressing. But yeah, plain bread, like no condiments, nothing. Yeah, she doesn't even think about that in those terms. Food delicious without flavor. Yo, that was the most telling thing. Or she might have pica. Could be that. But slips of the tongue. That told Senjo a lot, dude. Oh, Hanakawa. I am so sad for her. I completely take it back. Complete opposite of a picky eater. Like, I'm sure growing up, she just took anything she could get. Yeah, she just accepts anything. I'm kind of the same way, but I'll use hot sauce. Mmm. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not limited to just food. Like, you just accept anything and everything, for better or worse. Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Huh. Her thoughts there. Yeah. 'Cause they weren't similar, it just enveloped it, because she'll just eat anything. It's all the same. Man. Hmm. Were you really in love with him? A little like she once did. Wow, man. Yo, it ends there? That felt so short. That was so good. No way, it really ends there? Oh my god. That was so good, dude. Building off of the first episode, going into that, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh my god. Only episode 2, man. And I'm really enjoying Senjo just really dissecting Hanakawa, but more than that, bringing it to her attention. Like, yo, this is what's going on with you. Like, have you ever thought about it this way? Like, she's trying to tell her, like, this is what's going on with you. Like, that, do you ever notice that? You know? And Hanakawa's like, what? What do you mean? You know? And I guess getting her to realize, because again, is a very like a lot of realizations going with Hanakawa, and the questions she asks herself, and maybe through this, with the help of Senjo, she might be able to actually overcome certain aspects of herself. And because it even comes into question for Senjo, like, did you even really love Araragi? You know, which is a really fucked question, but I get why she asked it. But it's like, man, it brings the question a lot. So really good episode, man. Just right off the bat, just building off of the first episode, showing Hanakawa's perspective. She is absolutely going to be just our narrator, and seeing her interactions with Senjo, and just seeing this side of Senjo, because we've been able to see before that she does care for Araragi, and that she like, but you would always have to like look past the tsundere-ness. Like, it was a lot more. It's a lot more blatant now with how she treats Hanakawa. Like, she's still her honest self. Like, she's still Senjo Gahara, but like, even Hanakawa was noting like the change, and how like towards the end when she asked that question, kind of reverted to her old tone of voice compared to how she's been talking to her recently. Yeah, she's just been so sweet, so understanding, even when she came back as Black Hanakawa, not even questioning it, just inherently understanding, even knowing her name. Like, you're Black Hanakawa, right? Like, even accepting just the energy drain just to extend that handshake, like just tanking it. Like, I'm sure it felt awful, but she was just so composed in the face of it, just for her. Being so accommodating, sharing her space, being considerate of her. Like, I don't want you sharing space with my dad. That would make you uncomfortable, you know. At the same time, being very much like fuckboyish as far as her, you know, the shower thing, and I just want to see you naked and that kind of thing. Just and leading to Hanakawa saying, when she was all like, I promise I won't do anything, you know, when we sleep next to each other. Like, I swear. It's like, I can see how you can date someone like Araragi. Oh boy. It's really wonderful just how blatant her kindness is, and more than anything, breaking down like just the little things that Hanakawa does in just her everyday life when it comes to food, when it comes to how she dresses, and just her perspective, and bringing that to Hanakawa's attention, because even though maybe we can notice those things as a viewer, she can't really like, this is normal to her. Like, all these things, like, you know, I don't like flavor in my food, or no, I don't want to dress this way, I'm gonna wear this like freaking like maid's outfit, like Denny's worker's outfit, you know what I'm saying? Like, to her, this is normal to her. This is what ordinary is to her. It's the same way that she normalizes like the abuse that was done to her. She accepts anything and everything because that's what she was raised to feel. It's like it's so sad. It's so heartbreaking. But it's good that Senjo is pointing this out to her, you know, and explaining the difference. Like no, I was wrong. We don't have the same taste, and like the way she ascertained that, like it's more that beyond your food taste, you just accept anything and everything, like food without flavor, no seasoning, no sauce, like on nothing, because that's it. It's like she's like it's all the same. Like it doesn't matter if food has flavor. It's all the same in the end. And then it brought into question to Senjo, like, do you even love Araragi? Like if you accept anything and everything, like if you don't hate anything, if you don't love anything, like you just accept it, then do you love Araragi? Like how do you feel about me, you know? Like it's, and I think that's a valid point. It can be like, that's like a rock your world kind of thing for Hanakawa. Like on top of the fact that their house burning down was the trigger for Black Hanakawa to awaken again. The stress has reached the threshold again where she's just emerging now. To tone that stress down, and clearly that tiger apparition was the cause, because Black Hanakawa instinctively went to confront it. It's apparently very powerful, but you know, just gave it the warning, like, listen, like I don't care what you do, like it's I don't know why you're in this town or what you're doing, but if you cause more stress to my mistress, then I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then it had to pounce back just from it just immediately crushing the ground. You can see it. I don't think it even moved. It just happened. Yeah, I was fucking rough, man. I was wondering if we were gonna get a full fight there, but it's definitely some tough shit, man. What the fuck is that tiger oddity apparition? Like, that's a good question. Like, why is it here? Why is it even here in the first place? But he even said, like, I saw her, so that's it. Like, what's happening is happening, you know, which makes sense considering the fire. But I hate that that was the trigger for the stress getting out of control, man. That fucking sucks, dude. So shout out to Senjo being there for her, pointing these things out to her, and just really just putting everything on the table. Her honesty, well, with Araragi, is very tsundere. It can come off in a very mean way, like she's roasting him constantly, because that's their dynamic, and that's Araragi's perception with him as the narrator. But you know, in this case, we get this side, and it's so nice. It's so good. So yeah, big shout out to Senjo. She's wonderful, but it's interesting how she noticed her tone, like Senjo's tone, revert to how she perceived it before, like as of recent events, like the more flat, cold tone, I suppose. And we even see the way it closed up on her, almost like in an interaction she would have with Araragi. I mean, that's a very Shaft thing to do. It kind of happens in every episode, and even in like March Comes In Like a Lion. But the way it was framed, it was definitely drove that home. But either way, we're gonna see how this keeps going, man, because this is really good. Like, because even beyond dealing with the tiger itself, it's just important for Hanakawa herself to understand these things. So that's awesome. Can't wait to see what her answer to that question is, if she even has one right now, because maybe she doesn't, and that's fair too. Like, does she truly love Araragi? What does that word mean to her when she accepts anything and everything, right? It's curious. So I guess we'll see next time. But no, there was actually another thing, and this happens to me all the time. Every time I finish a reaction, I always remember another thing to talk about, and I'm like, shit, I've already started making the video. But right before I render this video, I'm going to insert this part here. At the very beginning, Hanakawa talks about Araragi before spring break, what she knew about him, rather that he had this bad reputation, that he would always party and he wasn't doing so well academically, and that she knows he was doing something probably similar to what he did during spring break, and even now during this time, which is very concerning. It's like, really, even before he became a vampire, and it really makes you wonder, like, what was going on back then. It makes you wonder, is there a Monogatari series that takes place before even then, you know, when he was, you know, deep in his ideology of like not having any friends? Because Izu, he gained Hanakawa, and she was there to support him, but will there be a point we're going to explore where Araragi really didn't have a friend to confide in or to lean on? We see just the ultimate state of him bearing his own burden, which he tends to do a lot. You know, luckily he has so many people that he can, you know, rely on. Granted, with what's going on right now, I don't know, he's probably taking it on alone, but you know, Shinobu's always with them, which is very much a good thing. But I don't know, man. But it's very interesting to think about that, like, right, what was he doing? And that's so cool. I hope we get to explore that. I think Hanakawa even said that we're going to talk about that at a later time, so that's probably a hint maybe for next episode or the one after, or even deeper into the second season. Who knows? So, but we are going to find out. So, yeah, I think that's all. That is actually all I have to say. So, thank you so much for watching my reaction. If you want early access to these reactions, check out my Patreon in the description. Patreon.com/YORO for $5 to get early access. I said I just rap godded that really fast. For $5 you get early access to this show and everything else that I do. I post a schedule at the beginning of every week that you can check for free on that page, of course. So if you want to visit that and see and support the channel that way, I appreciate it. But most of all, thank you so much for watching the reaction, and I can't wait to see what happens next time, man. So thank you very much. See you then. Peace.